All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bernard Canna. I'm the editor and photographer here at the website known as the Photo Pit. We are continuing our series of Blue Ridge Rock Festival rising talent artists to do interviews with them, to talk about them, and for the fans to get to know who these people are before they come to play at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, which takes place between September the 9th and September the 12th. That's Thursday through Sunday. We are here today on July the 16th with Jacob and Chase from the band known as State of Illusion. How are you guys doing today?
Good, good. Happy to be here.
All right, very cool. So let's talk number one. As of currently right now, State of Illusion is just the two of you, correct?
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, we have some session guys or fill-in guys that are helping us get some shows going and trying to find we've got some auditions going right now for
Okay.
full-time guys. Yeah.
All right. How long has State of Illusion been around?
Chase, you want to take that one?
Oh God. Shoot, we were back in high school, so going on 16 years?
Oh, long time.
Yeah, since 05, and
05, yeah.
it's been like a little, for every like step forward, it's been two steps back kind of thing. So we're thinking, we're putting out our best work now, but we've been around for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so do you two have known each other, prior to music? Were you friends in high school or something along those lines?
Yeah, what, going on 20 something years now? I knew him back in elementary school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we knew each other, but we didn't really become friends, I think, till high school. And then Chase actually, I think you pretty much learned bass to be in the band or well, it was a different kind of band then, but
yeah,
it was like
prior to that I've been playing saxophone, and so I decided to switch over to bass to actually be able to join the band and play.
Yeah, that's a switch.
Yeah.
It's a huge switch.
I mean, musical theory runs itself over pretty well, so
yeah, that's very true. The what area are you guys are from? Because I didn't mention that in the opening.
Oh, we're from Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that the South Carolinas, the North Carolina areas seems to bring out a lot of music and a lot of musical talent. I know so many bands from this area, both North and South Carolina. You currently do have one album that's out, correct?
Yes.
And what's that title?
Aphelion.
And so the one thing I did see, and talk to me a little bit about this, but your album you listed says crack the top 100 worldwide rock charts.
Yeah, that was a shock to us. We just got, I can't remember if it was an email or if it was just like through Google, like looking Google alerts or whatever. We were on the couple lists for like just that first week of release. It was I think like 96 or 92 or something like that. I've got it written down somewhere, but it wasn't very high up in the hundreds.
Hey,
but
yeah.
If you made the chart, you made the chart. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, it's wild. And that was with like no promotion. I don't know how. Maybe it was just like the luck of the timing of when we put it out or something. But it was it's crazy to see. It hasn't like yielded a ton of or netted a ton of benefits, I guess. But it's cool.
That is cool. Yeah. So it's interesting that you said without much promotion. Are you currently with the record label? Are you an independent artist?
Yeah, we're independent. We're free agents, if you will.
Yeah, that's okay. So with the album when you released it, you weren't with anyone. So this was all self-recorded, self-created. No promotion as best as you can to put it out there to then hit a rock chart in the top 100. That's impressive.
Yeah. And the great thing with technology now is you can do it all yourself if you've got like a good ear or the know-how. And then we worked at some point like later with a promotion company, but for that specific release, it was wild that independently.
Yeah, that is, I mean, to me that is wild. Yeah, that's great. Good for you guys. So tell me a little bit about your music. How would you, I guess, if you had to define yourselves musically, how would you classify yourselves?
Oh man. The crazy thing, like, if you listen to Ophelia and if you listen to the older stuff, it's really rock. It's really like, there's a lot of like, maybe kind of ethereal or ambient elements to it, but it's at its core, it's rock. The new stuff is more, like with our newest single, Starlight, for example, it's rock, but it's got metal and it's got ambience, and it's like, it's its own thing. Like what we keep hearing from people is like they don't know how to classify it. So for example, we did a radio show here right before Starlight was released, and they said, well, what is this? Like, it's rock, but it's not rock. And they said, everybody kept saying it sounds like it could be in like Final Fantasy soundtrack or something like that. Like when we're submitting to blogs and stuff, I take it as a compliment. Maybe it's a bad thing, but like a lot of blogs won't play us or won't share us because they say, oh, it's not heavy enough for us. And then the others will say, well, it's too heavy for us. And then, so there's this weird, like, fine line they're walking, but it's crazy. Like all the response we've gotten so far has been like, the world needs to hear this, but we can't play it because our audience won't understand why we're playing it.
That's very interesting. I mean, because when I listen to, because I listen to Starlight, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But when I listen to your sound, there's definitely rock elements involved, without a doubt. I mean, it's if I had to throw a label on it, I would say they're rock, without a doubt. But you're right. There's more to that, with that feeling, emotion, that ambiance as you describe it. It's good stuff though, and that's weird to me to hear that, there are blogs that would say like, I mean, I understand there's blogs that are out there that are really focused on certain like heavy metal, and they're only looking for that sound, but other rock ones that won't play it, I will post that on our interview for sure. It will be there. We'll get it out there. So that's without doubt. Let's talk a little bit about Starlight though. Give me some background about this track. I will say I really loved it. I love the sound of it. I love the music to it. Love the vocals. You have a great voice for this sound that you put together. So tell me a little bit about the track itself.
Yeah, originally it's weird that the song, so I did an audition track for, I'm not gonna name it, but there was a project that was coming out that my voice coach like pushed me into auditioning for, and I submitted this song a little too late. They'd already selected somebody, but I loved the melody. I loved the lyrics that I had for the song, and so I just I was like, I need to keep that somehow. If nobody else is going to use it, I need to use it. And so it was like the Starlight vocal. I kept the exact same vocal and just wrote all the music around the vocals. So it's like a totally different song than I originally wrote the vocals for. But it's like, I don't know, that was like the hardest process I've ever done, is like try to put music to a melody rather than a melody to music,
Okay.
And but yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, I think I really wanted a sense of heaviness. I wanted a sense of like, because it is lyrically, it's it's one of the more maybe not abstract because it is specific, but it's one of the more hard to understand, I guess, songs on the album lyrically, like meaning wise, and like for me it's I wrote it after being like, I had these recurring, like, I'll call them recurring like daydreams, but it was really like nightmare in the day, and so I wrote it around that, and that's about like kind of what we do to to people within our society, like how we throw other people away at the expense of ourselves, I think. Or you get what I'm saying, how we throw
Yes.
other people away for ourselves. And you know, I don't know, I think the big heaviness of the chorus, I don't know, kind of highlights that, whereas the clean passages in the verse that, you know, are almost like mournful, I think. So I don't know. It's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
It was a hard one to write. Yeah.
Yeah. Chase, do you have any, what's your feelings on that particular track and, you know, the bass lines and stuff that you have to play with it?
Yeah, I mean, like he said, you know, the the music itself, it just kind of speaks for itself. It was interesting whenever we were doing the music video for it, and he was, you know, asking kind of, you know, what do you guys want the music video to do? And the interpretations that everybody kind of had on what the song was originally about was, you know, it's either, you know, pushing somebody towards a dream, or, you know, trying to make sure you keep those dreams that people have still running. Was really interesting how many different ideas we got about it. And then, you know, the music itself just really, like, you know, the intricacies that are inside the verses compared to just the raw heaviness that's played during the choruses really kind of, like, you know, mesh with themselves really well.
Okay. And I will say the video itself is so beautifully done. Production wise, you guys, you know, had a solid piece there, and the music along with it. That's a great video. We'll definitely ensure we're going to include that onto this interview when we get that posted to the site, so our fans can, you know, definitely see that, because they should. If you haven't watched it yet, if you haven't heard State of Illusion, watch this track. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
Thank you. Shout out to Jared Phillips for shooting that for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is one of the first tracks that's going to be on the new album. Is that correct?
Yes, it's the first single for it. It's on there. Yeah.
Okay. And we know the release date September 3rd. Do you have a title yet, or you're not saying as of yet the title release?
Yeah, it's called Pluto's Ghost.
Okay.
It's there are a lot of, like, well, I mean, the single of that song is, or the title of that song is Starlight, right? Like, there's a space theme that runs throughout the record, and like, every song has a clip from a different, like, an audio recording from a different planet.
Okay.
So it starts off with, like, in hindsight, I wish I could have gone, like, in order, like, I guess, like, from the closest to the sun to the furthest away. But I put at the beginning of each song, like, the first song has like Mercury at the beginning, and then the next song has, you know, it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty cool. And all the art for the record is, you know, space themed, and I don't know, I think it's special, and I think there's, like, an atmospheric sound throughout that, I don't know, feels spacey to me.
Okay. I'll look forward to definitely seeing this when it gets dropped and hearing some of the rest of the tracks on there, right? So for our fans, remember that will be on September the 3rd. Keep your eyes out. And how ironic, right before the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, too. The timing, you couldn't have probably asked for better.
Right.
Tell me a little bit of have you guys played the festival before?
Yes, we did. I think it was 2018. It might have been 2017. I can't remember. So yeah, we had a great experience. We played, like, at, like, 1 PM on the small, you know, side stage, and I don't think I'm allowed to say, like, when we're playing, but we have a much better slot this time.
You might be able to say the day. You may not be able to say the times. You know, we've had some other artists who have told us days, you know, and such. So if you don't want to say, that's fine. You know, we'll just keep it quiet there.
Yeah. We're playing Sunday, and I think a lot more people are going to see us this time around. So
I would think so. It's a huge, this festival has exploded, you know, like twofold, it seems like. So let me ask you this. Were you on the 2020 lineup originally?
Yes.
You were? Okay. So, you know, and then unfortunately with the pandemic, when they had to, you know, postpone, you were, I'm assuming, invited back to come onto the 2021 lineup.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. Very awesome. I want to take a step back, I guess, a little bit in your history. Let me start a little bit here first. You guys are not strangers to the big stage, though. I mean, the bands that you have toured with or played with is pretty large and wide from the things that I'm seeing here. Do you mind if I call out a few of these from what you have on your website?
Oh, sure.
Let's see here. I mean, and some of my favorite stuff too, with Chevelle, 10 Years, Lamb of God, Saliva, Apollo Mud, Pop Evil. But the one here that definitely grabs my attention is that you guys played with Stained. And tell me the story about how did you guys get onto that tour with them?
Chase?
So I believe the first time we played with them was in Fayetteville. And if I remember right, we didn't even have an album or anything out really. And Jacob had emailed Aaron Lewis and was just like, hey, I see you guys are coming near us. We would love to, be an opener for you. And just so happened that the opener that they had dropped out. And I remember it because Jacob called me in a frenzy because he was in class and had a quiz, and he got a message on his phone, and the message just said, hey Jacob, it's Aaron, should have picked up your phone.
Wow.
But luckily he
from that point?
within the next day he called back and they got us set up on the bill, and we opened, and then it was Chevelle, and then Stained.
Wow.
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
It was honestly great timing too, because it was right when all the troops had been coming back in, so Fayetteville was absolutely packed full of people, and it was an amazing show.
Yeah, that's you're pretty close. The one little thing that the detail is, we didn't know they had a show actually. I just randomly sent this letter to Aaron, and through another fan, and then 2 days later he got it and called me and said, we've got a show, it's not announced yet, you guys are on it, be there. And then we scrambled in mad rush to get like something recorded and so we could have music. But thanks to Aaron, like he was so kind, he was so generous to do that for us. And like huge show, obviously, and to play with bands like Stain and Chevelle that night, it was like nothing we'd ever done before. It was amazing.
I would say that's a lifetime experience. Good for you guys. But it's funny is you've had that chance encounter, and that's a theme of seems like we've been running through with some of these interviews, that wonderful chance encounter to be able to do that. But on your website you describe that there's a chance that your band had their well-documented bad luck. You have a documentary that's called One More Song, A Decade of the State of Illusion. But what's the story behind this, as you define this bad luck with the State of Illusion band?
There's a lot of it's hard to pin down like a specific bad luck. A lot of it has been like a lot of like rotation and like things happening maybe at the wrong time, you know what I mean? Like excuse me, specifically like with band members, it's like you finally hit gold and you are striding, kind of striding forward, and then maybe somebody else's heart isn't into it, and then that brings everybody down. And then there have been a lot of moments like that where it's like, okay, we can get to this next step, and then all of a sudden a ball is dropped and we just we have to go dark for a little while, and it's like when we were hitting a stride. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Anytime we've gained momentum, something just kind of slows it back down and rolls it back a little bit.
Yeah, and there are some like weird specific like funny stories, and but the over like what has really hurt us mostly, and I'll take this responsibility, and I think it's like keeping people maybe that shouldn't have been around too long, but I think that overall hurts your momentum.
Yeah, and when you say you're talking about like band like rotation of members coming in, coming out, and stuff like that, right? Because then
it's a real struggle when you, and any bands that are listening to this know what I'm talking about. It's you get people in, you get recording, your shows are booked, and then it's like a machine at that point when you have like constant shows. And then when somebody drops out, it's like, or fires themselves, essentially is what it is most of the time. It's like, then you have to scramble to find somebody else, and then you're teaching them the new material that they're not taking the responsibility to learn themselves. And then you're pushing everything else off, like maybe writing. Like that's one of the reasons it took so long for us to, put Pluto's Ghost out, is it's like you're in the machine, and then you're teaching the new people the new material, and then they drop off, and then you're teaching the new people the new material, and they drop off, and then next thing you know, like you're however many years down the road this has been, and you have like 2 new songs,
right?
And then you can't like sign any deals with anybody because it's they want like a cemented lineup of people they can trust to put out, and it's I don't know, it's bitten us every step of the way.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate, and you're right. I know there's other bands. I've seen bands who have gone through that, even here in my hometown, and it's sad to see the that struggle. Especially when you are on a stride, right, and it happens right at that moment when you're there. So hopefully, coming soon. Now you guys will be a little more solid, and get that momentum back and get rolling with the new album coming out and the festival and get a bunch of new supports.
Chase and I've got a running joke that has still, even in the most recent, version. Our joke is anytime you shoot a video or do a photo shoot, somebody drops.
Mm-hmm.
And like even our last photo shoot, like even for the announcement for Blue Ridge, this drummer wanted so bad to have his picture on the website with them, and then dropped the day of the announcement. It's like,
really,
like, man,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's we've got that running joke, and it has not been wrong so far.
I hope that part of it goes away for you guys soon, and you get the backing support you need from members who want to invest. Because that's what it is, right? It's an investment, for you guys, and hopefully they'll invest to get out there and stay with you guys and get that momentum rolling. So I meant to ask, because I find with not every band this has been the case, is being full-time musicians the goal for you two?
For me, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just it's so hard to make a living doing it if you're not doing covers, which is something that we don't want to do. Not that there's anything wrong with that, that's just not for us. That's the goal right now with streams. We're fortunate enough to like get dollar menu McDonald's once a month, but like it's I don't know, hopefully one of these days that is the goal, that's the dream, we're working for it.
Okay. And Chase, I'm assuming for you too, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's it's one of those things, you gotta reach a certain point before you're actually able to make that leap.
Yeah.
To be able to, because I know like Jacob has a family, I have a family. We can't, as much as you want this dream to happen, sometimes you also need to be able to support the ones you love as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I completely understand that. Completely.
It's a very selfish dream.
Yeah, and I see, and I don't think so. I mean, it's interesting. Why would you say that? Is it, you mean selfish, like because of the family that's involved that you're trying to help support?
Well, for example, like my wife, there are things that she would like to do, but she can't because we're sinking money into music, and it's like, okay, well, we can't do this because we have to look at what are these shows coming up, what's the schedule looking like, oh, you want to, like this entire past year, it's I see her at when we eat dinner, and then when I go to bed she's already been asleep for 2 hours. It's super selfish. Like if if you have a family. If you don't, if you're living the single life, then do your thing, you know.
Right.
But it's hard to find that balance, you know.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. Completely understand that. Understood. So, well, it's like I said, I hope that this the investment pays off. I hope that you get that support that you're looking for. I mean, it seems like family wise, you guys are definitely getting that support, obviously, in what you're doing today. And hopefully you just need the members to keep there and support. And we'll hopefully see the fans will also continue to support you too. I was going to ask, are you currently booking shows? Have you been performing shows even during this kind of reopening from the pandemic?
No, we've just been focusing on getting this record done. And finally it is done. So shows will be coming,
Okay.
We're just at this point trying to get through this process first.
Right. Understood. I was going to say, so will you have shows to perform before Blue Ridge occurs, or will Blue Ridge be the first?
That was the plan, but because of personnel issues, that is not the plan anymore.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yep. I get you. Understood. All right. Well, then it will be the debut again of State of Illusion at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival.
Right.
Yeah, I get the fans to come back and see you guys again. So
Yeah.
tell me, I'll be cool. Good. Tell me a little bit about you outside of music. So I could see you have one of my favorite animes that I love plastered all over the back of your wall. Tell me a little bit, Jacob, about what do you like to do outside of music?
Well, I love Speed Racer. Outside of music, I mean, I love baseball. I like to play baseball. But I don't know, my life is so consumed by music. It's like I produce other bands.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it is cool. It is cool. I sing
it's time consuming, right?
Right. Well, I sing for another bit, like a studio project called Dykewell, and that's I'm not sure if you're familiar with the band Cold, but it's with the original guitar player from Cold, Kelly
Yes.
Hayes. He's amazing and such a kind person. So yeah, I do that, and man, that consumes my life. I've got my dogs that I love, and that's reading and long walks on the beach. That's about it.
All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do you find it difficult to split your time, around multiple projects and producing, or do you have that kind of flow going that you can balance it pretty well?
At times it gets really tough. But generally I have a pretty good flow. It's like when I was in a mad rush to get, this record done, at the same time, Kelly is wanting to put the Dykewell EP out like around the same time. So I'm having to, get one song done for State of Illusion, then rush to record these new vocal tracks for Dykewell. And it's a challenge. Mostly it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Awesome. And Chase, what about you?
For me, actually, you can see him back here. So I got the dog. He's a big part of the life. But also, I think actually something you might be interested in. I can see if I'm looking behind your head right, the terrarium or aquarium.
No, it's, believe it or not, behind me in this wonderful filter that's here is a media tower full of movies.
Okay.
You get this glimpse of it every now and then. Sometimes it bleeds through, but yeah, I have a media tower full of movies that's buried right behind.
Sorry, it looked like it was an aquarium.
Aquarium, yeah, I know.
Actually, so that's one of my big things. One of my other hobbies is I build terrariums, aquariums, stuff like that. So that's always
build them like from scratch. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that.
It's a process, but I go out on the so actually I live in Charleston right now, so close to the beach. So I go out, collect driftwood, stuff like that, and then custom make them for whatever little critter I want to put in it. And then go through actually setting everything up as far as making the walls and stuff look very naturalistic, and I try and make it look as naturalistic as possible.
Okay. And or do you do freshwater, saltwater, both?
Both freshwater, saltwater, and then terrariums as well. So I actually have I just finished a dart frog terrarium not too long ago for poison dart frogs. So
okay, very cool.
Chase is also a master bartender too. This guy can mix like nobody's business.
So, Chase, tell us a little bit more about your mixing skills.
I mean, I've been working behind a bar for the last 8 years, and just picked up a lot there. Currently working for the establishment in Charleston, which is all elevated cocktails and stuff like that. A lot of it's just I like making different cocktails. I think it falls into the the whole love of building terrariums. I just like making things.
Okay.
And so whether it's making a cocktail or making a table or making something else, it's it's always fun to try and create something new.
All right.
I feel like you're making something to show to other people.
Right. Do you have do you have a favorite drink you like to make?
Well, currently right now my favorite is mezcal Negronis.
What's
I'm
that?
really into those right now. So it's you take mezcal, Campari, and sweet vermouth, and it's equal parts of each, and then mix them up, and do just a little orange twist over the top, and you're good to go.
Awesome. That sounds pretty yummy too. So.
Yeah. But I'm working on one right now. It's going to be a mint lemongrass sweet tea bourbon. So working with all the flavors right now, see if I can get that worked out.
All right. That sounds yummy.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think it'll be.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be. So let's remind our fans, once again, you guys are going to be playing on which day at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival?
Sunday.
All right, Sunday. That's Sunday, September the 12th.
September the 12th. Yes.
Right, State of Illusion. And what last words do you have? We'll go ahead with Chase first and then Jacob right after. What last words do you have for our watchers, viewers, and fans today?
Come out and see us if you can. Check out the State of Illusion. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, and on YouTube. So come check everything out and give us a listen. We appreciate all of y'all's love and support through all of this. Thanks.
And Jacob?
Yeah, I just second everything Chase said, and please check out Pluto's Ghost. I think we made something really special, and I think people will, I think the average listener will enjoy it also. So check that out. Thank you guys so much. Support the bands in your area, because you never know, they're probably a lot better than the bands being played on the radio. So check them out.
All right. So as a reminder, State of Illusion plays on Sunday on September the 12th over at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. It runs from September the 9th through September the 12th, Thursday through Sunday. As I always says, and as Jacob and Chase, has always said, please help to support these bands. The independent artists make their living based on sales that they get from merchandise. So buy a t-shirt, buy the new album, Pluto's Ghost, that drops on September the 3rd. Check out the videos that they do have, buy a single. Every little bit always helps to help support these bands to bigger and better things. So Jacob and Chase, thank you so much for your time today. I greatly appreciate it. It was great to talk with you, and hopefully we'll see you over at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival in September.
Thank you for that.